Okay, well, now it's time. We teased it at the beginning. It's time to review some albums. We have the new Jae Skeese album, Ground Level, and the new Luh Tyler album, Mr. Ski. Do you have a which one you want to start with? You have a preference? Do you want to go
Probably
first?
probably start with Luh Tyler.
Okay, Luh Tyler, Mr. Ski review. Let's hear what you got. What'd you think of the Luh Tyler, Mr. Ski album?
Okay, well, I mean to start, I think it's impressive that he's so young and able to produce and come out with music that seems like such a high level and kind of really is. Starting off the gate on Ben Working, good raps with good production. I like the little production hints, throughout the whole album, and even on forget what track it is, but there's like deeper vocals that overlap the actual vocals. So just like little production hints like that, I really appreciate it, and it really kind of progressed through the whole album like that. And just staying on the topic of production, I feel like the production really matched his style and sound and flow like almost perfectly. Like one of the better produced albums of the year, I thought. You got like the more chill vibes on songs like Met Gala, and so the more braggadocious performances and songs like Ocean. So there's a good like variation of sound there. You got like some untraditional rap songs where there's like just two long ass hooks and one super short verse in the middle, which is interesting. And you got the other side of the coin too, which is like just one long ass verse on songs like First Show. It's just one long ass verse, no hook. So again, it's like a good variation in what's happening on the album. Not too many choruses, not too many just straight verses. Like there's a good mix of shit. Great Kodak feature on 7 a.m. in Munich. Thought it was great. Good rapping performances on songs like TH to DH. Um, got the upbeat bangers on Open Door. And then you got the more introspective songs. And, he kind of hints at it on songs like Change My Ways. And then at the end of the album, the final song is the most introspective track. I forget what it was called.
It's like a double song. It's two songs combined into one that we've
Yeah, I
seen other
thought I
artists do. I
wrote it
forget the name though.
down here. It was okay. Here it is. It's gotta win or gotta lose to win, and then what you think now. So he kind of gets into more. Sorry, I'm lagging a little bit. He kind of gets into more like an introspective bag, like to end off the album. So I thought the sequencing was good. You know what I'm saying in terms of that.
Yeah, because I was
Yeah,
like keeping notes and I was like, I wish we had some deeper lyrics. And then you get the last song, which
yeah,
is that.
they came. Yeah, which I was waiting for too. You know what I'm saying? So I thought it was definitely good. And for being so young, he's only 18. it's it's
That is
it's
crazy.
honestly crazy that he's able to make this level of music, and I'm pretty sure he produces most of his own music too, and it's super high level. You know what I'm saying? If you listen to it, like it's all sonically good. The raps are pretty solid. You know what I'm saying? The lyrical content isn't just super one lane and bullshit all the time. You know what I'm saying? So it is solid. um you got good ass features with BLP Kosher and Trapland Pat. I thought they both killed their shit. Like I said, Kodak killed his shit. And yeah, just the sequencing in the album where it ends off with that introspective, I thought was really good. But overall, like I said, it's extremely impressive. The project from Luh Tyler all around, starting with the production that fits his flow and sounds, what seems perfectly. You know what I'm saying? They just fit seamlessly. To the solid rapping performances throughout the whole album, especially on songs like First Show and Gotta Lose to Win. What you think now? Great features from Kodak to Bossman D-Lo, BLP Kosher, all that fit the sound of the album and kind of, mended in. There's a good mix of the braggadocious to more chill, ultra introspective songs. So a good mix of lyrical content. Yeah, and he did it all while like maintaining his personal sound. You know what I'm saying? His like personal sound and all as a teenager. So there's something to be said for that. I mean, I think it's genuinely impressive. I gave it a 7.5. Like there's some room for improvement, but it was good.
I mean, yeah, there definitely is. Like, my first impression when listening to Mr. Ski was like, okay, he has like a really punchy, almost like a Babytron like flow and delivery. But I think it's also more of like a melodic thing. I guess in my mind, I was like, it's kind of like Babytron and Lil Skies had a baby. Those were just the two names that came to mind. But like, yeah, the delivery really reminded me of Babytron. The sample flip on TH2DH was fire. Really like that sample flip. Yeah, I thought The production is really solid. There was nothing that like super stuck out to me like lyrically, but like super clean flow and delivery. The production is really good. Most of the songs are like kind of short and there's not too much to dive into lyrically, but then you do get the super introspective, deeper, long, more meaningful song at the end. So I appreciate that. I actually didn't really care for any of the features besides the Kodak one. I just didn't. I was like, I liked the solo Luh Tyler songs the best on the album. Like, I think all 3 or 4 of my favorites were just like solo songs by Luh Tyler. I did like the Kodak feature, but the rest I was kind of whatever on. Uh, he has, the more meaningful lyrics on the final track, and that was a pretty good song. So I hope he does more of that in the future. What I did like the most about the album was like just his energy. It's like a fun, high energy album. The production's really good, and I enjoyed, like the solo songs of him just like kind of rapping over good production were my favorite parts of the album. Met Gala, Stick to the Code, and Ain't Come to Chill, I put as my top 3 songs. I mean, we're not far off. I gave it a 7 out of 10 instead of a 7.5. I went with
Yeah,
7 out of 10.
that's fair enough. I just thought it was really honestly impressive. Like that boosted up the points a bit for me. Like that he's so young. He produced, I think anyway, he produced most of it, and the writing's pretty solid. Like it's honestly genuinely pretty solid. So shout
The
out.
production quality is really good. Like that stood out to me, like how
Yeah,
well the production was like mixed and mastered, and it just like the quality of the audio is just good, like
yeah, I agree.
undeniably.
That's the main thing that stood out to me too. Like the production was just really high level.
So when it comes to this year, 2024, stacked hip hop year, where does it go on the tier list?
It's
I'm
around
prob
like yeah, it's around
uh,
like lyrical lemonade area.
Yep, that's where I'm at as well. What do you? Okay, let's compare it to a few albums around there. Four Bats or this?
That's a hard one to compare, just because Four Bats
Lyrical
is like
Lemonade or this? Gunna or this?
Gunna in this is like the most even comparison probably.
Yeah. Which
Um,
side of Gunna you want it on?
I think it's better than Gunna's.
I'm cool with that because I actually kind of agree with you.
Loki, I think it's a little bit more impressive being him, him being so young,
Yeah.
and it didn't. I don't think it fell into the trap of like all sounding the same, which was good,
No.
and it's kind of hard to avoid these days. So
Yeah,
I'm okay with
I
that.
liked it though. I was pleasantly surprised by Mr. Skii, the Luh Tyler album. I don't think I've really listened to any music from Luh Tyler before today, listening to this. Maybe I've heard songs I didn't know was him, but yeah, like I thought it was pretty good. Like I thought it was better than I was expecting. I went in, I was like, I don't know if I like this. I don't even really know who this is, but and when I saw the features list, I was like, BLP Kosher's on here. I don't know if this is my vibe, but I like the project.
Yeah, no, I
So
mean BLP Kosher kind of killed his shit too. I'm not even gonna lie, but yeah,
But all right, well, now we got Jae Skeese Ground Level. That's the second album we're reviewing today. We already did a Jae Skeese mixtape this year. So this Ground Level is Jae Skeese's sophomore album, technically. He's been releasing mixtapes for a decade plus in the underground scene. He's from Buffalo. He represents our area, but this is technically his second album, his second studio sophomore album. It's called Ground Level. Okay. So there's like I actually thought there was a good variety of production and sound on here. You get like the boom bap, old school, hip hop production that me and you love personally, but you also get like trap production on songs like Situated and Sarah Lee. Situated I liked a lot. I forget the features on there, but yeah,
Sauce
Situated
Walker.
was fire. Yeah, exactly. And then like the old school boom bap is on songs like Ekin 4 maybe. So like there's a good diversity, switches up the production. It's not like doesn't all sound the same. Really, really strong rapping performances, I thought, from Jae Skeese. And he also has some good storytelling on songs like Oh Hannah Means Family, Wit Coupons. I really liked his confidence and delivery on this project. Feels like he's like really I mean, he has been doing it for years, but it just seems like he's like really coming into his prime right now. Like I thought this album was even better than the mixtape that we listened to earlier in the year, and I think we gave that a pretty high score, but I personally like this one even better. Yeah, like I don't know, when I listen to albums, like if a rapper or a musician just like sounds confident and energized, like I'm just like way more into it. Like I feel like I've had that complaint about a few albums recently, but Jay Skeese does not do that. He's got the good energy. he's like rapping braggadociously and confidently. Like that just like makes me enjoy it way more. I think he's like one of the best in the underground scene right now, if you would consider him that. Like he really killed it on this album. Really good feature performances too, but some of my favorite tracks, similarly to the Luh Tyler album, were the solo Jae Skeese songs like Ekin 4 or Glory were probably two of my favorites. Overall, great project, and what I think is unique to Jae Skeese specifically is like old school hip hop fans and new school hip hop fans would both like this project. So like, I think I really enjoyed it. I thought it was really good. I enjoyed it a little bit more than I liked his mixtape. I'm at an 8.25 on ground level.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely feels like it bridges the gap in a seamless way, like between the old school and the new school. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah,
yeah, that's definitely a good point. 8.25, you said? Yeah, it's right around where I'm at. But I guess, yeah, to start my shit, he comes out the gate hot on brick after brick, saying these rappers get fired beats and mistreat them like hostages, which he doesn't do at all on this entire project. And really, I've never heard him miss on a verse. So he's dead. Like the passion, you can really tell the passion throughout the whole project, which I really appreciate. It's, more of a story of like building yourself up, from the ground level. So that's one thing I really
cool.
appreciated. But you got the good upbeat vibes on Peter Parker. You know what I'm saying? You got him saying, I want to be in the conversation about the greatest. I'm going to make him debate it on Situated with that great verse from Sauce Walker, too. Um, Good job of mixing that Southern style with the Buffalo sound, I thought. And I thought that was really interesting how he did that.
Gives a
Uh,
Darien Lake shout out too.
yeah, I'm gonna
Somewhere
get
on
there. I'm
there.
gonna get there. Yeah. You got like the more braggadocious and chill shit, and again, you got the more introspective shit on Lost Puppets. You know what I'm saying? Where songs like that,
Banger.
and where the first words of the song is, money is the root of all evil, and he, dives into that a little bit. You got the Sarah Lee's, that's more of a R&B cut. You got the songs for the sneakerheads with the Ekin 4. You got the songs dedicated to his family. You got the songs dedicated to his friends. You know what I'm saying? Songs dedicated to his family, like Ohanami's Family. I thought was a great song. And you got him talk about the free admissions on Pepsi cans to go to Darien Lake, which obviously, we can resonate with, you know what I'm saying, being from Buffalo and shit. So I like that shit. I mean, that always hits home for me, being able to resonate with the lyrics, hearing shit about Buffalo is
Yeah,
great.
we're biased to Jae Skeese, I think, but
Of course, anybody from Buffalo, you know what I'm saying? So, but
exactly.
one line that I thought really stood out on this was he said Brock Purdy or Jeremy Lin when he dropped 30 on Glory. And that's really what it feels like, is like he's so slept on. Like nobody really watching this probably will know who Jay Skeese is, maybe. But
True.
tap in because he's really Brock Purdy or Jeremy Lin when he dropped 30. Like he's destroying these beats, you know what I'm saying? Bridging the gap, like we said, from the old school to the new school. And he's spitting meaningful shit, you know what I'm saying? Actual meaningful messages throughout the whole album. No bullshit, no filler bars, no random like spitting about clubs and bitches and shit. Like he's actually spitting. So I really appreciate that. Songs like Wick Coupons talk about speculating on lives he could have had and jobs that he could have had, but instead is able, to tell his story and be blessed enough to rap and make money from it. So, and I think maybe one of the best verses of the year on Fruits of the Labor, which was the final track, and the most, again, one of the more introspective, which I thought was, again, good sequencing from Jae Skeese. But yeah, overall, another great project from Jae Skeese this year. Pure talent, rapping performances all throughout the project with a meaningful and introspective message from track to track. Really telling the story, like I said, about building up from nothing to something. Great features with Sauce Walker, Big Crit, Billy Esco, shout out Buffalo, you know what I'm saying? Uh,
Shout out.
Great production and bars I can resonate with and, relate to, being from Buffalo when he raps about, getting the free admission into Darien Lake from Pepsi cans and shit. Uh, Great mix of sounds and content, more braggadocious to the R&B cuts, to the songs for the sneakerheads, to the dedicated songs to his friends and family, and not only telling his story, but giving advice to people that might be listening and coming up. So it's a great project, man. 8.3, I gave it out of 10.
So yeah, we're like right at the same score. So let's pull up the tier list because I mean we ranked his previous mixtape right here, Testament of the Times, I think is what it's called if I'm not
Where is it?
misremembering.
Oh, it's
Right
right
here.
there. Okay.
Right here, right above 21 Savage, and I personally liked Ground Level a little more than I
I
like
did
that.
too.
Like
Yeah.
So I'm not opposed to putting this in the almost perfect tier.
I would
Like
say it's better than Yeats' album. Probably.
Yeats album.
I think so.
I'm not opposed to putting it in the tier above that. I mean,
You think it's almost perfect? I think it honestly could be too.
like I would probably put this above.
Yeah, I think so too, actually.
I'm like right there.
Yeah, honestly. Like, I really
Where are
do think
you?
it's that good. Like,
You're
because
good with it right there.
I was kind of sleeping on it at first. I was thinking like a little lower, but yeah, I think it's honestly about that good. Like, I do think maybe, I mean, yeah, maybe the JPEG Mafia one has like the variation in sound and is like crazy in terms of production, but
Yeah, I was thinking maybe we could put that behind JPEG, but I got it over Mustard and Don and Chief Keef. Like, I'm cool with putting it right behind
yeah,
JPEG Mafia and Denzel. Like, I
yeah,
thought it was really good, and I love the cover. And shout out Buffalo, and it was
yeah.
great.
Let's put it there. I like that.
There you go, boom. Ground level Jae Skeese really good. Like, we might get another Jae Skeese project this year. He's just dropping everything
That'd be
all the
fire,
time,
bro.
so
Yeah,
we could get
some
three
great
in one.
songs on there, man.
No, yeah, it's so good. And yeah, the first song, Fire, the last song, Fire, and basically every song in between. The
Yep.
features were good. I love seeing Billy Esco. He's the guy that owns Cafe. If you see the Cafe hats all over
Yeah.
Buffalo, that's Billy Esco. So
He had a great verse too. I'm not even gonna lie, he killed that shit.
yeah, I like that song a lot. And you know, Billy Esco was on 327 with West Side Gun and Tyler. Like, kind of crazy.
Yeah,
Like, he has a
dope.
song with Tyler the Creator. That's
It's
kind of
crazy,
legendary.
and it's yeah,
And he's just like a homie that lives down the street. Like, it's wild. How are you on a song with Tyler and West Side Gun?
it's
But
weird to think about. That's why like these Buffalo projects, like they just hit home to me. Like when I hear somebody rapping about Buffalo or like rapping about Darien Lake, it's like it hits different because nobody's even gonna know what the fuck he's talking about. That's listening and not from here. You know what I'm saying? So it's cool.
It's Off the Top podcast, got you laughing like you hit the gas pack. Show is crazy like you watching Mad Max. Every other podcast is mad whack. Off the Top podcast.